Episode 9 is said to have tons of emotional sequences in the movie by writer and director J.J. Abrams that will truly hit a lot of fans' hearts around the world. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that a lot of fans, including myself, am very curious about when it comes to this movie is exactly how J.J. Abrams will handle the character of Luke Skywalker and exactly how the cameos from the prequels and the originals will be handled in this big movie that is set for release on December 19th of this year. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with a major moment between both Anakin Skywalker, Luke, and Rey. Specifically, a description of Rey inside of an ancient structure that's described to be underneath the surface of a planet in an ancient Jedi temple. Then next goes over a rear shot of Rey, looking at the apparitions of Anakin Skywalker and Luke Skywalker side by side. However, it's described that Anakin is a mixture between both old and young, and is described to appear different than the Force ghost of himself seen in Return of the Jedi. The next goes over both the Anakin and Luke apparitions, now closer to Rey, with Luke touching Rey's shoulder. It's also said that Disney's planned to mix footage of Mark Hamill with altered footage of Anakin's Force ghost that will serve as something new and unique, and as a father and son reunion in the film. So I really want to go over a couple of parts about this that are really getting me very excited about this movie, because we do know that this movie is going to be very special for the fans. Now, it is going to have a lot of nostalgia, it's going to have a lot of fan service, and whether or not that's going to be a good or a bad thing all depends on the writing, right? It all depends on if there's going to be a lot of meaning, substance, and purpose to these sequences. For a great example, why would Rey see both Force ghosts of Anakin and Luke Skywalker? Now, we can only assume that Anakin is going to offer some knowledge to Rey, or deliver a certain truth to the character by Luke's side. Now, the thing that's a little controversial to me, in my opinion, and something that will be to a lot of fans out there, is how it's described that this version of Anakin is far different than the Anakin that we saw at the very end of Return of the Jedi. Now, you guys may have heard this lightly before in the past, that they do have plans to actually deliver a different type of Anakin's Force ghost that is a mixture between both old and young, in order to kind of canonize the ability of Force ghosts being able to make themselves either younger or older, or a mixture between both. Now, I think that this is also a way for Disney to insert Anakin while not making him look like the Anakin that we all know and love in Revenge of the Sith and a part of the prequel trilogy. Now, you guys may recall that way back during the events of The Force Awakens, when it was actually coming out, Disney wanted to steer clear away from anything prequel related. Now, they're actually changing a lot of things here with Episode 9, but it seems as though that they are still playing it safe by changing and modifying the character of Anakin and his appearance in this movie. Now, the next thing that I do want to go over is this underground structure, this underground temple, this ancient temple. I believe that this is indeed the lost city that we have been hearing about for quite a number of weeks now. Now, this lost city was an original concept for The Force Awakens that is making its way back into Episode 9, where Rey and R2-D2 will actually travel into. So I believe that whatever ancient Jedi temple or structure this really is, it most definitely has to do and is connected to the lost city that we've been hearing about for a very long time now. Now, a father and son reunion, the fact that they are trying their very hardest in order to insert this into the finalized version of the movie and into the final cut of Episode 9, I think is brilliant. You know, in The Last Jedi, we got the reunion between both brother and sister, Luke and Leia. We got the reunion between both Jedi Masters, Yoda and Luke. Now it's time for the real reunion between both father and son. One of the biggest, central plot pieces of the Skywalker saga between Vader and Luke. Now they could do something between both Anakin and Luke in the afterlife and a part of the netherworld of the Force. So this is where things come into play here, where I believe J.J. Abrams is being very ambitious with this story, and of course the amount of fan service and the amount of nostalgia that he's going to be throwing into this film. The only thing that I'm just a little on edge about and a little unsure of right now is making Anakin appear to be both old and young. I'm not quite sure how that's going to look on screen. It's all about how it's done. We do know that they're also trying to add in the hybrid Force ghost of Anakin, so we're going to be getting all of these new different types of Force lore in Star Wars Episode 9, which honestly I think is great and all, because you can expand everything about the Star Wars universe in a single movie, where the comics and the books can actually, actually go and dive into that even more so after the events of this movie and once the Skywalker saga is all pretty much over. Now, what do you guys think about this below in the comments? And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you also very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.